Thank you for contacting us regarding the opportunity to join our company as a heating and cooling technician. In this video, we explain the advantages and unique features of working in the heating and air conditioning industry as a technician. After watching this video, you'll be able to make an informed decision as to whether this is the right opportunity for you. The first thing to note is that because heating and air conditioning systems are necessities, heating and air conditioning technicians enjoy unusually good job security. Now, we know that every industry is affected to some degree by the ups and downs in the economy. But because heating and air conditioning systems are necessities, the heating and air conditioning industry is affected much less in an economic downturn than other industries. Heating systems are clearly necessities. In today's modern world, most people consider air conditioning to be a necessity as well. So when the economy goes into an economic down cycle, people may not install track lighting or remodel their bathroom. But if their heating or air conditioning system breaks down, they're going to repair it or replace it, because no matter what happens in the economy, people are always going to need to be warm in the winter and cool in the summer. The second thing is that good heating and air conditioning technicians can go virtually anywhere and get a job. Most buildings in the industrialized world have central heating systems. Many of them also have central air conditioning. These systems run more than the average automobile. In fact, in the northern parts of the United States, heating systems routinely run for over 1,000 hours a year. And in the southern parts of the United States, air conditioning systems often run for over 1,000 hours a year. These systems are always going to need to be maintained, repaired, and replaced. So whether you live in Maine or Florida or anywhere else in this country, if you're good in this field, you can go virtually anywhere and get a job. The third thing is that heating and air conditioning is a challenging field in which you'll never be bored. There are essentially three different types of heating systems: warm air, hot water, and steam. These systems come in many different configurations and can be powered with a number of different energy sources. Air conditioning is a separate discipline which is sometimes incorporated into a warm air heating system. If you talk to technicians who have been in the field for over 20 years and you ask them if they get bored, they'll tell you that they're learning something new every day. So if you have an intellectual curiosity, you enjoy learning new things, and you enjoy a challenge, this could be the right opportunity for you. Another thing is that heating and air conditioning technicians spend their days out in the field working on customers' heating and air conditioning equipment. Consequently, it's an independent work environment and nobody is looking over your shoulder. Now at this point, you may be saying to yourself, well, this all sounds good, but I know very little about heating and air conditioning. How am I going to get to the point where I'm a competent heating and air conditioning technician? And the answer is through our extensive training program. When an architect designs a building, they'll spend as much time on the foundation as they do on the building, because in order to have a strong building, you have to have a strong foundation. Likewise, our training program will give you the strong foundation that you need to ultimately become excellent in the field. Our training program lasts approximately 3 months. In that 3-month period of time, we're going to teach you as much as you would learn if you went to heating and air conditioning school at night for 1.5 years. This accelerated training is good for you and it's good for us. It's good for you because it gets you into a higher pay scale faster. It's good for us because you're of no value to our company unless you can go out and fix somebody's heating or air conditioning equipment. The training program consists of 2 parts. The first part is we have you go out with an experienced technician for several weeks. The purpose of this is for you to see exactly what's involved in being a heating and air conditioning technician on a daily basis to make sure that it interests you and that you're willing to make a commitment to it. The second part of the training involves a daily mix of formal classroom training combined with practical work experience. The formal classroom training in most cases is provided through a powerful online program. This program uses experiential simulations and 3D modeling to illustrate the concepts and make them interesting and enjoyable. In addition, you get an experienced professional instructor to help you with the material and answer any questions. The second part of the day is spent out in the field with an experienced technician working on customers' heating and air conditioning equipment. So what we're doing is we're giving you an opportunity to apply what you learned in school out in the field without having to worry about making a mistake. At the end of the training, we're going to start to send you out on your own and slowly bring you along. During the training, we're going to pay your salary and all the costs associated with the training program. Consequently, we're going to be making a major investment in you, and the only way we can get a return on our investment is if you work for us for a while. So what we're going to ask you to do is to sign something called a reimbursement agreement. These types of agreements are very common today. In fact, police departments all over the country use them when they hire and train new police officers. What the agreement says is that if you were to leave the company within 1 year after you complete the training, you have to reimburse us for the cost of the training. If you leave the company between 1 and 2 years after you complete the training, you have to reimburse us for 2/3 of the cost of the training. If you leave the company between 2 and 3 years after you complete the training, you have to reimburse us for 1/3 of the cost of the training. And if you leave the company after 3 years, you owe us nothing. The purpose of this reimbursement agreement is not to penalize you, but if you were to go to work for another company in our industry, after we trained you, they would be getting the benefit of the training we gave you, so it would only be fair for them to pay for part of the cost. Now, earlier I mentioned that because heating and air conditioning systems are necessities, that heating and air conditioning technicians enjoy unusually good job security. And that's true, but the flip side of that is that because heating and air conditioning systems are necessities, we can't leave our customers without it for very long. Consequently, if a customer's heat goes off on a Friday evening in the middle of the winter in a cold climate, we can't very well leave that customer without heat until Monday morning. So one of the responsibilities of a heating and air conditioning technician is to participate in a rotation with other technicians in the department to provide emergency service in the evenings and on the weekends. You're not going to be expected to participate in that rotation until you have the knowledge and experience to be able to handle it successfully. But once you do get into the rotation, you're going to receive 3 distinct benefits. Number 1, we're going to allow you to use the company vehicle to commute back and forth to work. Not just on the days when you're on call, but every day. The second thing is that any days that you're on call, you're going to receive additional compensation that we call standby money, regardless of whether you have to go out or not. And the third thing is that if you do actually have to go out on an emergency call, you're going to be compensated at a premium rate. Now, if you ask business owners what their most important asset is, most of them would say it's their customers. Our philosophy in running our business is that our most important asset is actually our employees, because we know that without good employees, we can't keep our customers. Consequently, we're very good to our employees, and hiring the right ones is very important to us. So if after watching this video, this sounds like the right opportunity for you, what we're going to ask you to do is to come into our office and fill out an employment application. At that time, we're going to check and make sure you have a good driving record, that you're drug-free, and that you don't have a criminal record. Based on what we see in your application, we may then ask you to take several screening exams which are going to be administered online. The first screening exam is going to test your spatial mechanical ability. In other words, do you have the ability to look at something and figure out how it works? The second screening exam is a personality profile, which is going to tell us a little bit about what type of person you are. In addition, we may then ask you to provide us with some references so that we can speak with some of your former employers. Now, we hope that you're as excited about this opportunity as we are, and we look forward to meeting with you.